Bonjour, je m'appelle Sabiha binti Muhammad Subari. In this video, our group is going to present about one of the region in France, Grand Est.
Grand Est, a region of France with more than 5.5 million inhabitants in a vast area of 57,441 kilometers square, at a strategic position in the heart of Europe. The region Grand Est came into being on 1st January 2016 from the merger between three, Alsace, Champagne-Ardenne, and Lorraine. The region is bounded by the region of Hauts-de-France and Île-de-France to the west, and Bourgogne-Franche-Comté to the south. And it is the only region in France to have a common border with four countries, Belgium, Luxembourg, Germany, and Switzerland. Their capital is Strasbourg. So there are many famous and tourist spots in Grand Est, but I will introduce three of them. So the first one is Cathedral Notre Dame de Strasbourg. With its top reaching a height of 142 meters, the cathedral stands tall over the Alsatian plain. It is the ultimate symbol of Strasbourg. It has gigantic and delicate marble because it is constructed from pink sandstone from a Vosges mountain and took nearly 3 centuries of construction to complete it. It also has an extraordinary statuary, and hours could be spent just gazing at the facade with its multitude of characters. It also has an extremely wonderful astronomical clock. It also has a platform and a guardhouse that visitors can go up into to see the view from the top. So the next tourist spot is the Petite France. The Ile River is 5 arms and a quiet ways. So this river is everywhere in the Petite France, which is why this district is sometimes compared to a little Venice. It is spread across an amazing river delta formed by the 5 arms of the river. It also has the charming place Benjamin VI Square. This is where tourists can sit back and simply appreciate the beauty of the place. It also has an eternal covered bridge. This is where the Ile River breaks up, and this place is exceptional, one of the most renowned sites in Strasbourg. And the Petite France also has the protective Walpen Dam. Alongside the covered bridge, this dam is built during the reign of Louis XIV that reinforced the defensive curtain wall of the city at that time. So the final tourist spot is the Chateau du Haut-Königsberg. This chateau is an impressive view from the hilltop, and it is built in the 12th century and extensively renovated in the 19th century. The fairy tale fortress is a very popular attraction. So this chateau dominates the plain of Alsace at 747 meters high. It is very high on top of the plain, and it stands out with its imposing pink sandstone structure. This castle provides visitors with a panoramic view over the Alsace plain, and on a fine day, you can see the Swift Alps from there. It ranks among the most visited sites of Alsace. So as you can see from the picture, this is the lower courtyard where the visitor first enters the castle through with it. Next is the picture of a both view of the chateau, and this chateau also has a hexagonal shaped staircase dating back to the early 20th century, where visitors go up and down to visit the different places of the chateau. This chateau also has the inner courtyard and the main staircase, and as you can see, it has a wonderful pink structure built from the pink sandstone.
I will be talking about the famous foods and desserts in Grand Est. France's Grand Est area is renowned for its storied culinary heritage, which draws on both French and German cooking. Here are some famous foods and desserts from the region. The first one would be quiche Lorraine. Quiche Lorraine is a classic savory tart that originated from the Lorraine regions of France. It is typically made with pastry crust and a filling of eggs, cream, oladens, and cheese, usually Gruyere or Emmental. Sometimes onions or leeks are also added to the filling. The filling then is poured into the crust and baked until it sets firm, custard-like texture. Quiche Lorraine is often served as a main course or part of brunch or lunch spread. It is a classic dish in the French cuisine and has become very popular around the world. It has been very popular that we can find it in our bakeries in Malaysia. The next one would be Bekoff. Bekoff is a traditional French casserole dish that originated from the Alsace region. The dish is made with potatoes, onions, carrots, leeks, and a combination of meats such as beef, lamb, and pork. The meat is then marinated in white wine and spices before being layered with the vegetables in a casserole dish. The dish is then topped with a layer of sliced potatoes and sealed with a lid. It is traditionally cooked slowly in a low temperature oven for several hours until the meat and vegetable are tender and the flavors have been melded together. The resulting dish is rich and hearty with a savory and slightly sweet flavor. Bekoff is typically served with a crusty bread and a side of salad. It is a popular dish for special occasions and celebrations as it can be prepared in advance and feeds a crowd. The third one would be tarte flambe. Tarte flambe is a savory dish that is similar to the thin crust pizza. It is typically consists of a thin, crispy crust that is made from flour, water, and salt. The crust and then topped with a layer of creme fraiche is the type of sour cream that is commonly used in French cuisine. On top of the creme fraiche, the tarte flambe is traditionally topped with thinly sliced onions and lardons, which are small pieces of bacon. The dish is then baked in a wood-fired oven over a high temperature until the crust is crispy and the toppings are slightly caramelized. The combination of the creamy creme fraiche, savory bacon, and sweet onions creates a delicious flavor that is both rich and satisfying. Tarte flambe is typically served in slices as a starter or main course, and it is often paired with a glass of white wine. While the classic version of tarte flambe features creme fraiche, onions, and bacon, there are many variations of the dish that include different toppings such as mushroom, cheese, or vegetable.
As for the festival celebrated in the Grand Est, the first is the Foire de Chaleur in Champagne. It is a celebration of the region's agricultural and cultural heritage. It is an annual fair that takes place in the city of Chalon-sur-Champagne in northeastern France. It is usually held in late August and lasts for 9 days. During the fair, the city is transformed into a bustling hub of activity with a variety of events and activities happening all day and night. Food, wine, craft, and agricultural machinery were displayed during the fair. Highlights of the event is the parade, which takes place on the first Sunday of the event. The second festival is the Les Fêtes de la Mirabelle. It is an annual festival that takes place in Metz. It is to celebrate the Mirabelle plum that grows in the region and an important part of the local cuisine. Usually celebrated in mid-August and lasts for 15 days. During the festival, there are many Mirabelle plum-based activities like dinners with shows, concerts, dances, a fun fair, fireworks, a parade, and culinary discovery point. There are food stalls selling Mirabelle jam, tarts, and other treats, as well as plenty of local wine and beer. One of the highlight of the event is the election of the Mirabelle Plum Queen. The third festival is the Strasbourg Christmas Market. The Christmas market usually starts at the end of November and runs until the end of December. The market has traditional and festive Christmas-themed decoration, handmade craft, along with the local foods and drinks. The market spreads throughout the city, with the main market located in the Place Broglie. Visitors can wander through the winding streets and alleyways of Strasbourg Historic City Centre. The festival offers a wide range of traditional Alsatian food and drink, including mulled wine, hot chocolate, gingerbread, and other local specialties. In addition to the festive, the Christmas market offers a variety of entertainment options such as live music, carol singers, and street performance.
Next is the interesting facts about Grand Est. There are 3 facts that we are focused on, which are Champagne wine region, language spoken, and Strasbourg Grand Mosque. The first one is Champagne wine region. The region is particularly famous for producing champagne, and the industry is also a major local employer. Chalk soil and a semi-continental climate create ideal condition for champagne vineyards. Grand Est is located in the northeastern part of France and is known for its cool climate and chalky soil, which are ideal for growing the grapes that are used to make champagne. The region has a long history of winemaking, and champagne has been produced there for centuries. Wine production in Grand Est is centered around Alsace. The dry, sunny climate results in crisp, aromatic wines with a lovely fruity intensity, just a smidgen of spice flavor, and a distinctly German vibe. This region has 13 appellations and
key grapes, varieties including Riesling, Sylvaner, and Pinot Gris. The second is language spoken. Slightly extant, French is the everyday language spoken by everyone, young and old. The government maintains that French is the only official language of the Republic and largely ignores the existence of all others. So, local languages are generally dined out across French, with this region as no exception. Nonetheless, regional languages are still spoken. Alsatian is a dialect closely related to Swiss German and Alemannic, still spoken in Alsace and southeastern Lorraine. Lorraine Franconian, Francic or Platte, is spoken mainly near the Belgian and German borders. Both Alsatian and Franconian are non-standardized dialects of German containing many French loan words spoken mainly by older inhabitants in the countryside. East of the Vosges and near the German border, you will notice many place names are partly or fully Germanic. The rest of the region is resolutely Francophone. Champenois and Lorraine are the dialects of French spoken by some in the Champagne and Lorraine, respectively. Other than that, English and Standard German are worth a try, especially if you don't speak French. Travelers in city are major tourist spots should have no trouble communicating without a knowledge of French. But it's always a good idea and good manners to learn a few basic phrases. The last one is Strasbourg Grand Mosque. Strasbourg Grand Mosque or Grande Mosquée de Strasbourg travel a long and winding 20 years road, not without obstacle. Located on a beautiful spot on the banks of the Ile, just south of the Grande Ile Historical Center. It was the largest in France at the time of its inauguration in 2012. By its position in the heart of Europe, on the border between France and Germany, Strasbourg is a city known for cultural tolerance. Beautiful mosque was designed by Italian architect Paolo Portoghesi, who an admirer of Islamic architecture. After the first idea became a no-go, architect Portoghesi reworked his original design. Why he built a mosque there? Because he said the location is splendid. There is a canal, a river and trees. Inserting the building into this plot is fascinating. And of course, water is so symbolic. He tried to filter the past to the present so that it is respected and is an element of identity. The interior of the mosque has a soft, diffuse light coming from windows hidden behind intricate calligraphy. That's all. Merci.